I'm that guy in the driver's hat, telling it like it is since before Kid Stoop refused to leave the stoop. It's a long time. Now, what sets me back in the chair of criticism and content? None other than the topic of women's sports. Now, if you're like me, you've heard some grumbling or have grown with yourself about just how unbearable it is to watch women's sports. But fear not, ladies, I'm here to defend you. Now, don't get me wrong. For anyone that knows me, they know I'm the last guy to say that men are less athletic than women. You're not going to find a LeBron James in the WNBA. But for what women's sports are, they can definitely give you a much more pure and better product than the NBA or other sports can give you. So the question is, as a culture, have we created an unfair environment for women's sports to thrive in? And the answer to that is yes. 98% of all network coverage of sports is male sports. That's ridiculous. 50% of the population is female. I mean, am I right? Huh? Don't tell any more jokes? Okay. Now, I've narrowed down the underappreciation of female sports to a couple of things. There's a long story behind how all of this got started, but I'll fast forward and give you guys a short version. Somehow, women in sports have begun to get the label of unattractive. Now, I must have been asleep or something, but when did female athletes get unattractive, right? Right? Huh? It was my last one, I swear. So another reason women's sports kind of get a bad reputation is because people think that men's sports are just simply better to watch. A lot of times they think that they're more athletic, more explosive, faster, stronger, all of these things kind of go into play. And that doesn't necessarily mean that men's sports are better to watch or better for TV. So here they are, some of the greatest female athletes of all time, in no particular order. Okay, so there are a couple things I definitely have to address. One is that we've definitely been brainwashed to think that male sports are better because that's all we get to see. Like I said, 98% of what's covered is male sports, so we don't get to see female sports. So naturally, we assume that there are no good female sports to see since they're not on TV, and that is just not true. And as far as people who say that female sports are unattractive, have you seen male athletes? I mean, there's some pretty ugly male athletes. I'm sorry to my younger viewers, you shouldn't have had to see that. But to justify my reasoning and why I think that female sports should be just as popular as male sports is because of the nature of sports. We attach meaning to sports. Otherwise, it'd just be a guy throwing a ball in a basket, someone running up and down a field, someone driving a car in circles. Why does it mean anything to us? It's because we attach the context to the sport itself. It doesn't mean anything, and it shouldn't. But because we all decide to make it mean something, that's why it does. It's not the female sports. It's not the sport itself. It's because we all assume that the sport is going to be more popular because we make it more popular than what it has to be. Now, I was going to slow this down and make this rant a little bit more sensitive for the females, but I don't think that's what female sports needs right now. I think the type of message I should be conveying is one of power and strength. And I think it'll be a little bit more appreciated.
Helio Castroneves, he is going to pick up the lead with 197 of 200 laps being shown complete, making 196. Working lap 197 for James Helio is in turn number 2. Take advantage of the fuel strategy, and she pulls up on Helio Castroneves. He's out of fuel, or is he? They're going side by side. Danica Patrick is the leader, Mark James, and she comes to the line looking to complete 198 laps. Fuel. Here comes Danica Patrick. Turn to turn number 3, now on to turn 4, only a few hundred yards away from making history. Danica Patrick will win.
Now, I hope you guys have enjoyed being here in the driver's seat with that guy in the driver's hat. Thanks for watching, guys. And remember, tell it like it is.